Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? Whether you are sick of online gaming, whether you don't have the time, the equipment, or the capacity to get some game time on at home, or whether you're just looking for that new group of friends to reliably play games with, we have the solution for you. Streamcast is bringing games nights to you. 17th of July from 7 p.m. BST for free for all of our community members. And then there will be a super premium version for all of our paid subscribers. More details on our Patreon in the future. But for tonight, and by we, I mean David the Storyteller and Blackamura, the face, the goat, the boat. We are going to live and learn hanging on the edge of tomorrow from the works of yesterday as we celebrate
Damn.
34 years of Blue Blurs, whether we are talking about the bangers or the mistakes, all things Sonic in the next Power Hour. Stay tuned. Keep it locked to the
Streamcast.
Man did the whole Ian Flynn. My guy. I love Ian so, by the way. I think that meme is silly. But like I was just I loved it. That was great.
welcome, David the Storyteller. How's it going, bro?
Oh, I'm doing good. Happy to be here. Happy to talk about my blue guy. Happy to be back, really. I remember last time we spoke about Nixie. Now we're here to obviously celebrate 34 years. Sonic, obviously. Like, I remember, gosh, obviously, I remember the 20th anniversary. I remember like the 15th. I remember the 10th. And so like this stuff, like it is wild to see the series grow so much. So yeah, like I'm just happy to kind of have a platform, be on your platform, really, to be able to talk about it. So yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you back on. Like you said, we had you on late last year where you spoke about your own game, Nixie, that is in the works. But I heard that you recently hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So first of all, congrats.
Ooh, thank you.
How does it feel to hit the
Um,
big six
it
figures? Have you
feels
got
good.
your
You know
plaque
what?
yet?
Yeah, fam, you know what? Good for you, yeah. Let me I have to make sure. Look at obviously put my address on it. Let me be careful.
Yeah, don't
Wait.
dox yourself now. Come on now.
Yeah, it's like none of the doctors. Never can see. Yeah, no, I got the plaque.
Hey, look at
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's blurring out
Yeah,
with the right
yeah,
stuff.
it's getting blessed. Burn out with the good stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the plaque. That's the plaque right
Don't
there.
pay out the confidential stuff.
Yeah, man.
Nice, though. Oh, I'm so happy for you, bro. How did it feel
Yeah.
to achieve that great milestone?
You know, it felt really good. Like I think um obviously because doing YouTube was something I really wanted to do when I was really young, right? And so back growing up, I was always like, oh, when you hit 100K, that's like you've hit the kind of echelon to where you can do this full time if you really want to. Um, Now I think a lot of the dynamics of YouTube have changed, but I do think there is an element of once you hit 100K, there is a shift in a lot of ways in like how a lot of channels are approached and how kind of YouTube kind of incentivizes you to think and all this stuff. And it's very interesting stuff, very intricate algorithm stuff. But overall, I'm just kind of happy to have like reached a milestone, man. Like it feels good. Yeah. Is this wait? Yeah, I'm trying to close this. I can't really do it.
No problem. I've put a link to David's channel right in the chat right now. So if you're watching this live or on demand, you can click that link and go straight
I
to the
appreciate that.
Storyteller's channel and be 101,001. I'm trying
Very
to.
specific number.
I'm trying to. There we go. Oh my god. There we go. I've also shared a link to the podcast that David was on previously late last year, where he spoke about Nixie, which is a fantastic looking game. Would you like to give a little bit of a synopsis about Nixie?
Oh, wait, sorry. Oh, me right
Oh,
now.
would you like to give a little bit of a synopsis
Oh yeah,
as
no,
to
sorry,
Nixie?
because I was playing. Sorry, I was playing a bit of the YouTube stream in the back, so I was like, I got out of sync.
Fair,
What's
fair,
it called?
fair.
Okay, synopsis of Nixie. Nixie is about like this young girl who's kind of sent to prison for 6 months and she's let out, and then she kind of finds out that she can jump between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, and she kind of learns to fight off other people's demons, effectively, right? And so you kind of fight the battle of, hey, do you kind of manipulate people? Do you basically how to what extent do you engage in fighting off people's problems? And kind of it raises those sorts of questions. It's kind of supposed to be a commentary on some things in British culture that I have some grievances with, but above all else, it's kind of a fun 2D arcadey game from a Black British perspective, and like I'm a big fan of it, and I'm really excited to get it out when we are able to get it out. So, yeah.
Of course, yeah. And I know as soon as the release date
Yeah.
is available, you're gonna hit us with that, and
Yeah.
we're all gonna be excited to pick that up. But I'm sure Nixie has taken a few inspirations from the topic of today. Happy belated 34th to the blue blur himself, Sonic.
The blue blur.
The blue
Yeah.
blur. What is your earliest memory of Sonic?
It was, oh man, it's a toss up between, I'm pretty sure I know what it was. It's my brother playing Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast. And I remember he loved playing Shadow, and I would play Sonic. And he's just like, no, Shadow's way cooler. And I'm like, no, Sonic's cooler. And so I would just, that was like a dynamic for a small period of time. Obviously and then like I watched Sonic X, which was basically just Sonic Adventure 2, but with the 4Kids cast. And I had Sonic Heroes and Shadow the fun like and then my dad got me Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic Riders at the same time. One time, which was like one of the best days of my life because like I was like, 2 Sonic games, and they were just 2 very tonally different games. And then it was Sonic Rush. Basically, a lot of that 2000s era of Sonic, that was kind of me. Mega Collection Plus kind of gave me a good sense for the classic games too. I played some of the ROM hacks, but nothing too in depth. But yeah, no, really big Sonic head. I've played pretty much all the titles. I've watched pretty much all the shows. I'm trying to think. Yeah, like it would be. Yeah, it's very hard to catch me off guard with a Sonic thing. Like I'm very into the series. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go into my earliest Sonic memory is linked to my earliest gaming memory in general. So I've told this story a few times on the Streamcast. My first console was a Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And that was it was an accident because I asked my dad for a PlayStation and he got a Dreamcast. And at first I was disappointed because it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what, the kids were talking about at school. So I didn't, think I'd fit in. But my brother and I really enjoyed playing the Dreamcast. Our first game was Virtual Fighter 3, where all the characters were speaking their native tongue and we wouldn't understand a lick of anything. And then Sonic Adventure 1 was our second game. And I just remember that one part where, you're running on like the bridge and then the whale's just chowing down the bridge behind you.
Emerald Coast. Yeah.
Yeah. So that memory is just ingrained in there. And then I've gone on to enjoy Sonic X like you, but I think before Sonic X must have been Sonic Underground.
Yes, I am a big people hate on Underground. Underground's got some cool ideas.
Sonic Underground's great. What are you talking about?
People don't rate Underground because they're like, oh man, they gave Sonic like siblings, and oh man, like they just go to that episode where the baby dies or whatever, like where the baby robot head dies.
Yikes.
And like they look at the animation errors. But like Underground has some really interesting stuff. Like that I actually think, I don't know. Yeah, it's some really interesting stuff in Underground that I feel like gets swept under the rug. People don't rate Underground though. Yeah, sorry, keep going.
I think that's quite upsetting because I get it, and especially when you're children, it has to be a certain way. The law, the universe has to be a certain way. So once you've seen Sonic kind of established in one kind of realm, and then you see this alternate Sonic with siblings, or it kind of messes up the kid's universe. So I get that, but then as an adult, I'm like, no, that's cool. That's a different way to tell the same story. And Sonic Underground has a ton of great ideas.
Yeah, oh man, I love the idea of Sonic having a because basically, like, okay, something clever they did with the siblings, right, in Underground was that they made like Sonic, Sonia, and Manic represent like different like elements, like different classes, right?
Hmm.
And so like Manic was supposed to be like working class, what's it called? Sonic was supposed to be kind of this kind of soldier adjacent freedom fighter, and Sonia was supposed to be this kind of upper class, middle class thing, and they were supposed to kind of use their knowledge of all of these things to kind of work together. And it was like a really interesting thing. And obviously, some of the music wasn't that bad too. I think some people are a bit too mean. No One Is an Island goes hard, and personally, that was a bop in my house. So I don't know, man. Yeah,
That theme song
yeah.
though. That theme song's
The
a
theme
banger.
song, the theme song's a banger. No One Is an Island. Someday. I Found My Home. Uh, I Wish I Could Go Faster. But I could keep going. Underground's got some tunes. People are too
Yeah.
people are too rude to Underground.
People are too
Yeah,
negative.
so,
Sonic Underground, I personally believe the way they gave Samurai Jack an ending, which I thought was satisfying, Sonic Underground should get
yeah.
an ending that is satisfying because they never concluded that storyline of whether they found their mother. I need to know. And I think Sonic, Manic, and Sonia also need to know. It's what we need. It's what the people need.
I think they said that they were working on one at one point, and Ian Flynn wrote one, but they just weren't able to do it. Like I think it got
Oh, that
cancelled, or
sucks.
the story got canned. Yeah, it sucks. But
Well, why can't Netflix
it's a
pick it up?
shame.
They pick up all the failures.
I mean, they did Prime. Yeah, they did Prime.
How
They
how
did
did you
Prime.
feel about Prime? How did you feel about Prime?
Yeah, you're asking me with a lot of intent. It's not really, you're asking with a lot of intent.
What, is that a loaded question?
I said, wait, how did you feel about Prime? Like,
Big man thing.
all right, cool. Okay, cool.
Let's ask the question.
Prime. I respect Prime more than most people. I'll say that. I think look at him, look at bro. Bro can't hold it together. Bro's like, nah, bro. Bro said Prime
I'm
is
a
too
serious
dead.
journalist, David.
Bro said Prime is too dead. I'm messing.
I have fallen asleep for every Prime episode I've watched. That's what I'm gonna say.
I'll say in season 3, I think that's a bit more acceptable. And do you know what it is? There are parts of it that are so good. Like I love 9. Like 9, the idea of 9 is so
Yes.
interesting to me.
9 is cool. Yes.
9 is cold. 9 is so cold. I liked the episode where they were in the forest dimension, right? And like you have the flashback to Sonic not kind of understanding the important thing that Amy was kind of trying to demonstrate to him, and him kind of understanding in that moment. Like you get to Prime almost sometimes shows how important Sonic friends are to him by showing how difficult it is for Sonic to do the things that they do, right? And so that's like when Prime is doing that stuff, I'm like, yeah, this is cool and interesting. But obviously, like it's ironically, sometimes I think the fights are just doing too much. Do you know what I mean? Because the fights are good, they were animated, but it's like by the time we got to season 3 and they were just scrapping for scrap's sake, I was like the most interesting part of Prime for me is when the characters are talking, right? Or like Sonic and 9 are arguing, right? Or talking about something. But because we don't get enough of that and we just get scrap, it's like it's easy to fall asleep because it's like, well, what? I mean, where's the story? Do you know what I mean?
Where is the story? I have recently learned that I'm very much a story guy more than anything, more than fighting, more than dialogue. Yeah, very much. I need the story to bang.
Because if we're just
I was a big fan of
for
Sonic
scrap's sake, like like
just Dragon Ball
Sonic.
Super.
What did you? Yeah. What do you think? What do you think of Sonic X?
I really enjoyed Sonic X. The least good part of it was Chris, which is fine. Because I really liked Sonic's dynamics with everyone. Like even Speed, Sam Speed. I
Yeah,
thought they
Sam
had a
Speed,
really good
Speedy.
rivalry going on, and I'll never forget that race that they had on one of the episodes where Sonic
No, and he jumps
made
over
us believe. Yeah, Sonic made us believe that he drew with this guy who's running on the fastest F1 car of
Fam.
all time. And then they they showed the replay. Sonic had enough time to jump over the line, jump back, do
I
selfie
love
with the camera.
I love how this was such. Do you know how many people told me about this moment? And I felt the exact same way, the exact way you described it. And it's like something about that moment unlocked something in all of our brains, right? When we were young. Because it's like, what do you mean? That was such a cool moment to me when I was young.
Yeah,
I was like, what do you mean you started to flex and then you just left? It's so funny. Like, yeah, no.
I
So like,
I
yeah.
think it awoken the first instinct of the first instance of, if you're that good, showboat. Don't
Yeah,
be don't
no.
like,
Yeah.
because I all of my upbringing, I was told to be like, be humble, don't show off too much.
Yeah.
Sonic was like,
Be
nah, I'm the
humble.
best. Screw that. You are gonna know that I'm great.
Yeah, I always admired that. Like again, that theme of freedom, that kind of like owning who you are. Like even kind of the "It Doesn't Matter" theme song to me was always like the lyrics to me were always emblematic of how I kind of interpreted Sonic as a character. Uh, like it's yes, and I feel like that was a big thing for me. Like the character themes always kind of made me go, "Oh, this is how this character works," and I feel like this is what a lot of Sonic fans end up doing. Um, but yeah, regarding Sonic X, I think it has like 7 good moments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 7 or
Yeah.
8 like moments where it's like, okay, that was really good.
Mm.
But I feel like there's a lot of, hazy memory going on with Sonic
Ooh.
X.
Are
I
you
feel
saying we're hit
like
by nostalgia?
I'm saying nobody is experiencing Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Adventure 1 by watching the Sonic X version because it's an inferior rushed version. Let's be honest here.
I'd agree with
The
that.
Sonic Battle story is an inferior version of the Game Boy Advance story. So is that the ideal way to experience the story? No. Some of the filler episodes are good. Some of them. You've brought up I like Chris more than most people, but the filler episodes are kind of thingy. Do you know what I mean? And then like season 3, which I actually think is really interesting, even still, like the strongest episodes are like literally okay. I'll tell you the cold. These are cold moments of Sonic X, right? Dark Sonic, right?
Oh
Sonic
yeah.
going Dark Sonic, yeah. Uh, Tails versus Shadow. That whole episode
Mhm.
was cold. Whole episode was cold. Um, the end of episode 52, where Amy is waiting for Sonic. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is that
So
the one where he
before the
gets
Meta
sent?
X saga is when like Chris drags him back and says, "Nah, bro, you're not leaving me." Do
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then Sonic has to come back later, and Amy's waiting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the one where he gets. Yeah.
that's
Yeah. He's in another world.
yeah. Because in the subbed version, that's like really good.
I've not
The
watched it subbed.
episode where Sonic hangs out with Holly, the Sonic Speed episode that you were telling me about. Like, there's some really like there's some good ones. The Shadow, the one with Lily. Do you know the one I'm talking about? The Revolutionary Tale.
No, I don't remember that.
Season 3, Sonic X, and Shadow and Rouge meet this girl, and I think her name is Holly or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No. No. Did you watch it subbed?
No, I watched it dubbed, and then I
And then you
watched
watched
some
it subbed.
parts of it subbed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is
But no,
Holly in a
there was an
wheelchair?
episode. No, that's someone else. This is
Okay. Okay.
she had like ginger hair. She had like ginger hair.
Oh, I don't remember.
Damn,
Let
man.
me do this on.
I hope, yeah, I hope people in chat tell you who it is. All right, because I don't know, I don't remember their name. It's calm.
Molly.
Yes,
Molly.
Molly.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Molly. It was
Okay.
Molly. There you go. It's
Okay.
Molly. It was Molly. That episode was called, and the episode where Tails has to shoot Cosmo. people meme it. It was fire. It was fire. It was a fire moment. Season 3, I'll give it. They did Tails. They did Tails his due diligence, man. That's what I'm trying to see something I liked about like Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 and like Sonic X by extension is that like it felt like Tails was getting Sonic's ops, right? So while Sonic's fighting Chaos, Tails is fighting Eggman. Now, while Sonic is fighting while Sonic is fighting the Metarex, Tails has to fight Shadow. And so it's like as Sonic builds to the next threat, Tails builds to the next threat. Like I like that idea. Do you know what I mean? And it's just I don't know. So I like the elements of Sonic X are so cold, but yeah. I don't know. When I remember everything else in between, I'm like, oh man, like there's a lot of filler here, man. Yeah.
I do really like, I think it was a filler, but that tournament saga episode, I really like that.
That's Sonic Battle. That's the Sonic Battle thing.
Oh, that's the Sonic Battle one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That felt like
with
a nod
Emerald,
to
isn't
something.
it?
Yeah, for the big Emerald. Yeah.
I liked it when I first watched it. I'll admit. I remember I used to watch the Linkin Park edits on YouTube where it was like idiot and it's just
the AMV
Creed
era.
jumping on Emerald. Yeah. But what's it called? Yeah, it's all right. It's just that now I think my problem is because I've experienced a Sonic Battle story, I can't look at the Sonic X version the same again.
Oh, okay.
Like my favorite part of it is the gags, I'll say. So I like the gag fights. And I like the character stuff in it. But like in terms of it telling the story of Sonic Battle, I don't think it does like the best job. So that's why it's a hard one for me. Whereas that's why I like stuff like season 3, because I feel like it does something new with some of the existing characters that we haven't really seen before.
That's fair.
Ooh, man. The heat is heating, bro.
Well, we've talked about the games, we talked about some of the shows. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the movies. Now, have you seen all 3 of the Sonic films? And what are your thoughts?
Yes. Oh, I have seen all 3 of the Sonic films. Movie. Okay, quick one. All right, I'll try to be quick because I know I can waffle. I can waffle about this one. Okay. Movie 1. I like more than most people how Sonic gets a lot of his one-liners and ideas of the world from the media, right? Because it contextualizes. Usually that'd be like, oh, so why is he wisecracking? Why is he referencing? But Sonic is already like very awkward in what he says. Like, oh yeah, this is happening. Like, do you read that in a magazine? Like, do you know what I mean? Right? And so when it kind of contextualizes that kind of weird zany element of Sonic's character, where he's like, he's almost like he's so confident in his ability to assimilate into the world and its customs, right? That he draws so much of his idea of like how to act from the media that like he ends up sounding like that. Like it's a really interesting idea. Like movie 1, I do like that element. I like exploring Sonic being alone. One of my favorite ideas that I think they could explore more with Sonic is this idea of Sonic running away from his problems. You know, I think that could be an interesting Hedgehog dilemma. Some Evangelion, maybe too much, but I think it'd be interesting. It's on the table, storybook game or something. But yeah, like movie 1 was okay. It's movie 2 bumped it up significantly, I'll say. Like wait first, what did you think of movie 1? Let's go step by step.
I think all 3 movies are 10 out of 10s. No notes.
Oh.
I think this is how
No way.
movies should be done.
No way. Nah, bro. Stay off the stage. Bro.
I think whoa. Hot take a look. I think it's better than the Dark Knight trilogy.
Oh, do you know what? Oh, damn. Do you know what I have to say to people when I say like I bring up the Sonic movie? I'm like, the first Sonic movie specifically, even the second one to some capacity. I'm like, if Sonic wasn't in this, I wouldn't watch this.
Yeah, but that's like saying if none of the Avengers were in the Avengers, it'd be a shit movie. It would be. If Iron Man wasn't in Iron Man 1, 2, or 3, it'd be shit. You can't take out the main character.
No, but it's like, I understand what people mean when they say like they're not. I like a lot of ideas in how they've interpreted the characters. I also don't like some of the ideas and what they've
Yeah.
done. And so it's a weird one. Yeah, it's definitely a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Movie 2, I think, was better. I didn't like how they did Tails. I'm gonna be real.
Okay.
I felt like a big part of Sonic and Tails' the formation of their dynamic should have been Sonic giving Tails his name Tails, right? When Tails comes up and
Right.
says, "My name is Miles, but most people call me Tails." It's like, oh, that's Sonic's whole thing is giving people nicknames like Donut Lord and like Pretzel Lady and Eggman, right? And like you kind of strip Sonic of the ability to do that for Tails. It feels kind of like a wasted opportunity. And so like, yeah, the only thing we get is really the dance scene between them. But like movie 2 was still good in how much it managed to do. I think movie 3 was the best one, but it's the one that made me realize, yeah, man, like I'm tired of like the Jim Carrey cuts, bro. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired. Cause there I am, like absolutely into Sonic and Shadow, super form, they're scrapping, having a big moment, live and learn. And then you're showing me my guy getting spanked like it's not. Do you know what I mean? It just takes you out of the moment. Like, do you what do you
Yeah,
and it's
the
like
juxtaposition is too harsh for you.
the juxtaposition is way too harsh. And it's like you're trying to tell you want to be like, we're telling this story seriously, but also be like, no, we're not. Like, and it's like so. And so that is something inherently I don't mess with from the movies, I'll say. But like there's good moments and I really like seeing how they interpret the Sonic world. Because it's a really difficult task, but they're doing like a really interesting job at doing it. Some missed opportunities, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's the movies for me. So
I would. No, fair. No, completely fair. I think I would largely agree with all of that. I do appreciate. There's a lot of nuances throughout the 3 films. So, like you said, Sonic coming to Earth in the first film and basically picking up his personality from all the media and the content that he's consuming. That adds a
yeah,
lot of 3D. It adds a third dimension to him as to, like you said, why he is the way he is. Like he's cocky, he's brash because it's what he's picking up from comic books, and he's going, "Oh, that's cool," like a lot of kids would do. So essentially, he's a kid in his formative years trying to understand what is cool, and he's becoming a
yeah,
troublemaker because of it. Another thing that I've noticed that I like is the humans take up less screen time in each film. So they took up a
I
lot of the
agree.
time in
I
the
do like
first
that.
film, which is fine because Tika Sumter, yeah. And then the second film and the third film they take up less time, and that's great because they become less important, rightfully so. Sonic and Tails dynamic, as well as Sonic and Knuckles dynamic, become the focal point in 2, which I felt they did a really good job on. And in the third film, like I'm gonna be real, I wanted to see Sonic and Shadow scrap. That is what I came here for, and I felt that was
Yeah,
built
I
perfectly.
definitely looked at that movie purely just to see Sonic and Shadow punch each other in the face, and
Yeah.
I definitely got what I wanted in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
I just every time I watch them, I'm just like, man, can you just do more of this? Do you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
what I feel every time every time I come out of the cinema after watching one of those films, I feel like, oh, I wish I got more of that, but in a good way, not in a like DCEU way, when it was like I didn't
oh
get
yeah, no,
anything
I
from
get what you
Batman v
mean.
Superman, or I didn't get enough from Justice League, despite it being 4 hours. But I felt like, okay, I got enough, but I want more, just like playing the old video
I'll
games.
be I'll be real though. I'm gonna fill you with the dread. All right, so obviously movie free spoilers for the movie that's been out for time. Obviously,
Spoiler
uh,
alert.
Amy got the big reveal at the end, and Metal Sonic and this that.
Let's
Look,
go.
this is what's gonna happen, guys. Let me give you the spoilers real quick. Right? Not let me spoil the movie real quick, man. And I don't have a behind the scenes drop. I can just sense it, right? So Amy's gonna get paired with Rachel. right? And
Ooh.
Rachel, who was left at the altar and who is a hopeless romantic of sorts, is going to help her understand her affection to Sonic, right? And that's how we're going to ultimately get this idea of Amy having this let's say slightly heightened infatuation with Sonic. Right. And like it's gonna be through Rachel that we get to see that extreme. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And like that's what I think is gonna happen, right? She's gonna get paired with because they paired Knuckles with Wade, man. They gave Sonic
True.
Tom,
True.
like Shadow's probably getting the gun agent girl, the girl from Breaking Bad, Krista, what's her face?
I can't lie. I don't remember any of the humans.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, fair. But
Yeah,
like basically, I can see what it because obviously they got to compare the actor with the cartoon character, bro. Like
yeah, I get that.
that Knuckles show, fam. They think that was false advertising, bro. That was Knuckles, bro.
Yeah,
That was Wade, bro.
yeah. It was more Wade than I was expecting. Yeah.
Nah, Van.
I was
I
speaking
did not
to
rate that one. Like, yeah, sorry.
I was speaking to some friends like over the past couple of months, and they were like, "Yeah, if you have Paramount Plus, watch Knuckles. Or, I mean, if you don't have it, you can get a 14-day trial and watch Knuckles." So I did that, finished it in a day or two, and then I spoke to some other friends over the weekend, and they were like, "Oh, how's Knuckles? Should I watch it?" And I was like, "You don't have to. Like, it doesn't add
Nah, bro.
anything.
I'm
It's
not
fun
gonna
if
lie.
you have
When the
time
Knuckles show
to
came,
kill."
bro. I mean, I certainly I don't recall using Paramount Plus to watch it, but I do recall watching it in some regards. But I think I think based on my experience, um, I also wouldn't recommend watching the
Hey
Knuckles show.
yo, I
Anyway, sorry.
like just watch the movies. But I actually appreciate that because unlike the MCU, I don't feel like I have to watch the movies, the TV shows, the animes, read the comics. I don't need to do all of that. Just
Yeah, but
one
they
method.
say that that's what they're trying to do, though. They said they're trying to do. There's gonna be a Shadow spin-off, absolutely. Like we're
And I
getting a
will not
Shadow.
watch it.
Yeah, Matter we will boycott it.
I will not watch it.
Matter we'll
I'm
boycott that one. Like, what?
I'm here for
What?
the Smash movie where all the characters come together and just scrap for 2 hours. That's what I'm here for.
That is too. Okay, all right, all right. Do you know what it is? Can I be low with you? Can I level with you? Can I level with you? Can I level with you real quick? Like that Smash Bros movie,
Don't ruin my
bro.
dreams.
No, it's calm. Have the dream. You know, I like Ben Schwartz, bro. He's cool. Like I like him in the movies, bro. He's cool, bro. He can't do. I can't take a Sonic seriously. So if we're doing a Smash Bros movie, I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't want it to be the movie Sonic specifically, just
Okay.
because I feel like I can't take him. Like whereas every other main series Sonic voice actor, I was like, oh, Sonic's into it. Like I can feel it. With
Oh, I
Ben,
get what you mean.
he
Yeah.
he has like a similar like inflection with everything, and I think it works. His sassy kind of comedic timing, Sonic is really good, but like if it came to a Smash Bros movie, like I guess if it was leaning on comedy, then I guess it wouldn't really matter. But it's just yeah, I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah, I don't mean to start voice acting debates. Ben is a good Sonic. Ben is a
Voice
good
actor
Sonic. I like,
wars.
but all the Sonics are good to me. I don't really actually like mind. Like yeah,
Yeah, you know what? I remember growing up, there was a lot of hate on Jason Anthony Griffith, but I feel he's pretty decent. He's
my
not.
guy said. See, I knew it was Jason Griffith. My guy said Jason Anthony Griffith, bro. He said I feel like there was a lot of hate on Jason Anthony Griffith, bro.
He was very good to me.
Bro. Oh, bro. Jason had haters. Yeah, Jason had haters.
He had
And
bare
it's because,
haters.
but I remember. But the thing is, I grew up with Jason, so I didn't get it. I was like, why are they hating Sonic, man? He sounds like Sonic. Do you know what I mean? And then,
Go on.
yeah, no, because it was, and I noticed the 4Kids change, and then with Shadow, I did notice it from Heroes to Shadow. I was like, hey, these guys, hey, Shadow, look like these black creatures really mean business. I'm like, okay, wait, this is a kind of, oh,
Sounds like 4Kids
what's
to
going
me.
on? It's like, but it's like, I don't know, it wasn't as jarring to me, but for people that I guess grew up on like the first Dreamcast game, it's really jarring for them. And I guess I only really understood what they meant until I guess Roger was cast, and it took a while for him to grow on me. So like I understand the kind of visceral reaction if it's something you grew up with, but it's also just like obviously people are mean. You know what I mean? Yeah.
People don't have time. Also, his name's Jason Adam Griffith, so well, I guess that's F me.
Yeah, Jason Anthony Griffith.
I could have sworn. I mean, I did get that from Wikipedia.
And you claimed it with such strength. You said Anthony.
Because like I remember seeing it in the credits of the 4Kids stuff, but maybe that's a Mandela effect. Anyway, I grew up on Ryan Drummond, which is why when Jason came in, it was a bit different, but I thought he characterized Sonic really well. Shadow was a bit more difficult to digest because it just sounded like.
So you didn't rate the Shadow. You didn't rate the Shadow. You didn't rate the Shadow.
It wasn't bad.
You're going straight to hell. You didn't rate that. You didn't rate that.
I didn't say that in Sonic X.
No. He said that. Oh yeah, not Sonic
X.
In
the games, in the games, there's more liberty.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
There's
more liberty.
It's true though. In the games, they're more. But anyway,
you can get away with a little bit more.
Yeah. His Sonic X Shadow was a bit tough for me, but I don't think it was bad.
What, like from a voice acting perspective, or just from like the game?
No, in terms of the anime voice acting, maybe it was the direction.
Oh, Sonic X Shadow, the Dark Beginnings one.
But no, I mean like in the anime.
Sonic X Shadow wasn't as bad for you, as in like
as in like Sonic X anime Shadows. Yeah,
the Sonic X.
I realized what
Okay, all right, good. That's God.
Right,
it's so confusing now. Look what they've done.
We're proper Sonic guys, you know,
in the trenches. Okay, cool. So you're saying Jason didn't sound bad in Sonic X as Shadow?
Yes.
But did you not like him in like 06, Shadow 05, Zero Gravity?
I didn't like anything of Sonic 06.
Oh, yeah, fair. Teach their own.
You know what I didn't like? I didn't like Silver. It's no use.
Bro, is a hater.
Okay with that shit.
Yeah,
I'm a big hater of Silver.
Silver's cold. Silver's cold, bro. Literally, Hedgehog with psychic powers, bro. He can levitate anything. He's from a future that's dystopian. He's got the backstory.
He's Trunks the Hedgehog.
Up to win. He's Trunks the Hedgehog. He's set up to win. They just need to do something with my guy, man. Like,
you know what?
Literally.
Trunks has got a great concept. Wait, did I say Trunks? Silver's got a great concept.
See?
But the execution was
the dots.
The execution was not great in that game, but they can reboot it. It's all good.
Man, they tried with him. You know, they dropped the spin-off game and they were like, "Yeah, Silver's gonna be in Sonic Rivals, bro.
I know.
We're gonna put Silver in Rivals." And they dropped Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. They said we're gonna put Silver in that one too. Like they did try to give us Silver. Like they tried to
like Silver. You gonna like this,
and he didn't. Nah, and now the Silver fans are rising up and they say we're not going to take this anymore. Bring back Silver. But it's like you have to understand when they were trying to push the Silver agenda back then, it wasn't working. Like, so it's going to take a lot. It's really going to take a lot. It's going to take that.
06, a lot of those kids in 06 are now old enough to vote They're old enough to have Twitter and have bad opinions, and now say
No,
that their nostalgia and their
Silver's
formative
gold.
memories were good.
Nah, bro.
And now,
Nah, bro. Nah. The young generation has risen up and said, nah, bro, Silver was cool actually. And you old heads need to relax. You old heads need to let it go. This is not your era, bro.
yeah, it's not pop belly Sonic.
Not all this pot belly Sonic antics, bro. Leave it in the 90s, bro.
That's
It's
crazy.
our era. That's not how we get frontiers. That's not how we get frontiers too. It's not looking to.
It's true. It's true.
It's
I
true,
will
bro.
I will say one thing I have noticed about the movies is how they managed to pull in old and new Sonic fans. Like I can't recall seeing so many kids in the cinema just hyped for a video for a film based on video games or not. And what is cool is how Sega have their signature at every movie, at the start of every movie, and it's just all the old Sonic games, all the old Sega IPs. A lot of those kids aren't going to remember like a Crazy Taxi or Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and it's very cool to see that brought to the forefront.
I think part of it is like that there's a lot of clever. It's always benefited Sega, and I guess to some extent Paramount benefiting from this too, where like they tend to work with fans a lot. Like there was such a big PR like yes when they brought up Tyson Hess to fix the movie design, right? There was such a big like push where it's like, oh yeah, no, like when we started replicating the Sonic 2 poster for Sonic 2 and all this stuff, right? And so I don't know, it's these movies and Sega in general, they kind of use, and it's Sonic Mania, right? The big push for that game was like, oh yeah, it's made by the fans, and so the fans support it. So I feel like a big part of the success is that these older fans have a lot of trust in the product because they're seeing fans that they respect and they trust being brought into the creation process. And so I, as a Sonic fan, whatever, can rest easy knowing that Tyson Hess was pushing for the Babylon Roads to be featured in Sonic Movie 2 in the Owl, right? Like, and so like that is something that puts a lot of older fans at ease, right? And I think that's kind of how obviously Sonic inherently appealed to young children anyway, but that's how they kind of retain that older demographic too, is that they've built a lot of massive equity brand trust, right? What's it called? By bringing on so many notable like community figures and creators in the community. So I think that's a big part of it. It's just Sonic is always going to be appealing to young people, but Sonic is doing an incredible job both as in the community and outside the community at just kind of retaining its audience. That's the best way I can word it. Yeah.
That's really strong.
I feel like I answered that question like a business report.
Yeah, it sounded like an intellectual. I don't know if you've seen this parody of when this woman is going, Sonic has free will, but if I'm controlled by the universe, am I controlling Sonic or is Sonic controlling me? And then the guy goes, you are being controlled by Sonic and Sonic is controlling you. That's why did he answer that seriously?
Oh my god, that's so jokes.
I wanted to piggyback off your point you made earlier about Sonic 4. I think the basis of that movie might follow Sonic CD, but might take an alternate route in the storytelling, just because obviously in Sonic CD, Amy doesn't do anything. But that's not going to be a great use of Amy in 4. So I think they'll have maybe Amy frees herself, or maybe Sonic does free Amy, but then they team up to take on the big bad that is Metal Sonic.
Amy's one of my favorite Sonic characters. I hate to bring it back to my guy Silver, bro. After this movie, I'm just waiting for my guy to say I found the Iblis trigger.
Sonic 5.
I'm gonna be real.
Sonic 5. I'm telling you. I'm telling you now.
If Sonic 5 is not Silver, bro, nah, man. it's gonna be problems. It's gonna be problems. It has to be silver. I want it to be silver. Bro, it has to be silver. Because
I think so.
who
Yeah.
else is bringing in the box office? Really? It's not gonna be
Victor Cat.
Zavok. Zavok
What about
isn't
Vector?
bringing in the box office. Huh? Who?
What about Vector?
Vector? Nah, bro. Vector's
What about Big the
is gonna
Cat?
be in a spin-off. Big the Cat ain't gonna do it either. And a villain reveal isn't gonna do it. Like we're gonna need
No.
even Infinite. It's not gonna work. Like, bruv, you're running out of characters. Silver's gonna do it. He's
I
gonna
think,
do something.
yeah, Silver is the guy. I think Silver is the big reveal for the post credit for 4, and then obviously the main feature for 5.
Yeah,
it's
and then
defo.
you can do Silver and Blaze if you really want to, and make that make
Ooh,
sense
yeah,
in your own
yeah.
universe.
I
Yeah,
think that's a good idea.
but yeah, like, oh man, yeah, I could yap about Sonic forever. Like, what's it called? Who's your top 3 like favorite Sonic characters?
Ooh. Okay. I could be boring and say
Yeah.
Sonic's number 1.
Ah, boring.
Shadow's
Bro.
number 2.
Boring.
Knuckles is number
Basic.
3. But
Boo basic.
if you say something interesting like no hedgehogs allowed, then I'd go Knuckles number 1.
hedgehogs, bro.
No
Okay,
hedgehogs
fair.
are Knuckles the Echidna, number 1. I would actually go with Big the Cat for number 2
I'm surprised.
for the comic relief, and he just reminds me of Yajirobe. And I'd say E102 for number 3.
E102. Which one, Gamma or Omega?
Ooh, is it racist if I say
Omega's
yes?
like the die destroy. That's wild, bro. Gamma is the one that sacrificed itself. Omega is the like, bro, I'm gonna kill Eggman.
Okay, Omega is like the current one, and
Omega's the current one. Gamma's the dead one.
Past. Gamma.
Gamma? All right, cool. Gamma. All right, fair. All right,
How about
cool.
you? How about you?
will
Both
never-
including and excluding hedgehogs.
No, and they're gonna like you ain't gonna see no hedgehogs, bro. I
that's
want you to
racist.
guess, bro.
That's
Yeah.
shocking. That
No,
is shocking.
Okay.
I said no
Go for
hedgehogs
it, go
allowed.
for it, go
Hey,
for
your
want
number
you
1
to
is
guess.
Dr. Eggman.
Wait. All right, cool. I want you to guess what you think my favorite Sonic character is. You get 3 guesses, bro.
Tails.
No, that's one on the board.
And it's not a hedgehog.
It's not a hedgehog. Come on.
Knuckles.
No, that's 2.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. 3 strikes.
There's a lot of
Come on.
characters. Can I get a clue?
Yeah. You want a clue from? Okay, cool. Want a clue? They're in one of the spin-offs.
Spin-off games, yeah? Or spin-off movies?
I feel like when you get a hint, you can't interrogate the hint. You have to like.
Oh my god!
You have to take the hint.
They
as
exist.
You know?
There's your hint.
Nah. Yeah. This is a spin-off. Okay. They.
Oh, Jet.
Oh, great guess. Nah, mate. But really close. Really close. It Sticks the Badger, bro.
Really?
Sticks is so jokes, bro. I was with Sonic Boom. I've got issues with it. Sticks is jokes. Sticks is hilarious.
Okay,
Sticks the
Six is a
Badger.
good character. Six is a great character.
She's the best thing to have that Boom produced ever. Just period. In my
Even better
opinion.
than that Roger Craig Smith joke.
I mean, yes, everyone love up the joke, but for real, nah. Sticks. One thing, Frontiers, I respect what Frontiers did. They said, we're taking Sticks with us. Take Sticks, yes.
Yeah.
We're
I think
taking
Six should be
Sticks.
a mainstay in the franchise, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I like the kind of whole feral, like, I don't trust anything, and I'm just in the wilderness, and I hate Eggman's robots, and I hate the government, and I hate the tap water here, and it's awful. Like, it's just like
she's got a personality.
she's got a personality. Like,
Yeah.
the episodes they write around her are like really funny.
Really good.
Yeah, it's just like
You know what?
Eggman
Fair
has
enough.
poisoned our water supply, and I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like,
She's like a very
that Six
aggressive
is
Sonic.
great.
Like
She's
Sonic,
like,
if he
she's
didn't
like
come
a
across
very.
comics.
I like the way Boom separates them, where it's like Amy kind of tries to live this kind of very domestic kind of upper class life. Sonic lives in a shack, right? So he's not on a beach somewhere. Tails has a workshop. And Styx is just in the jungle. Like, just in the jungle,
Yeah.
right? And she has a little hut in the jungle. And I've always thought that was really cool. Kind of the way they separated their different little different homes. But yeah. Ah,
Yeah.
I
I mean,
again,
fair enough.
I know I've been directing you a lot of Sonic places. My bad. But yeah, no,
Oh, this is what this
I'll
is
say
about.
yeah, I'll say Sticks. Jet's up there. Knuckles is up there. Silver's definitely up there. And maybe Gemarol.
Okay.
Yeah, I think done.
All right. I wanna play a
Oh,
quick game with you, if that's all right.
all right, cool.
It's called Hit or Shit. I'm gonna
So,
give you 60 seconds, and I'm just gonna fire
nah.
Sonic game names at you. And without
Oh,
thinking, without context, without explanation, I just want to hear you say hit or shit. And I'm gonna move on to the next game.
okay, cool. I thought this was going in a completely different direction. I was really concerned. Just like, wait, what's I did? I have a game for you, bro. It's called Hit, and I'm like, bro, we were just talking about Sonic. What you must get me into, bro. Don't worry, go.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. I haven't got the games prepared, so this is gonna be fun. 3,
Huh?
2, 1, go. Sonic Unleashed.
Hit.
Sonic and the Black Knight.
Hit.
Sonic Heroes.
Hit.
Sonic Rush.
Hit.
CD.
Huh?
Sonic CD.
Hit. Big hit.
Sonic World.
Shit.
Sonic Forces.
Shit.
Sonic Boom. Rise of Lyric.
Shit. Okay, you
Adventure
just
2.
so give it. Oh, bro, don't make me do it. So you set me up.
You
Shit,
what?
bro.
Sonic Adventure 1.
Oh, hit. That's a
Sonic
hit.
Superstars.
Sonic Superstars.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I guess, yeah.
Last one. Sonic Mania.
Hit.
That's controversial. You said Sonic Adventure 2 is shit.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. That overrated game, bro. Like, I'm sorry. That game, that game is overrated
I
as hell.
love that. Thank you for playing, David.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That SA2 tape, I hold that one back. I'm always gassing up SA2, bro. That game, bro.
It's not what do you think it is.
Nah, bro. You play City Escape, Metal Harbor, and then you've basically finished all the fun stages. That's the best way I can word it. Like, that's the best way I can word my experience with it. And I played it so it's the first Sonic game I ever played. I've got no nostalgia bias. It's just yeah, man.
Yeah, I feel like that is one that everyone who loves it should replay it, and I think you can. Everyone
Yeah.
should play it to really be like, okay, this is aged well, or we were blinded by nostalgia. It's okay.
Yeah. Look, I'm glad people like it, but if they made a hypothetical Sonic Adventure 3, I would want them to take very little from Sonic Adventure 2. Outside maybe story presentation cues. But like yeah, from a level design perspective, I would want way more Sonic Adventure 1 inspired design.
That's my hot take. I think Sonic Adventure 1 is better than Sonic Adventure 2. What's your Sonic hot
Alright.
take?
Oh,
If it's not Sonic
this
2,
one.
Sonic Adventure 2 is shit or overrated.
Okay. Sonic Frontiers is the best. Sonic Frontiers is the best 3D Sonic platformer ever. Yeah.
Wow.
From a platforming perspective, there is no better Sonic game than Sonic Frontiers.
Interesting.
I'm not even sure if that's inherently controversial. It is the stuff you can do in Frontiers, like from a platforming perspective, you can do in no other Sonic game. It is time to stop gassing up with SA1 and gassing up all the. Look, I get it. You know, I get it. Frontiers, especially some of that Final Horizon stuff, it was ridiculous. No, yeah, I have to give the game its flowers. Best controlling Sonic, best platforming design. So that's my hot take. I think Frontiers doesn't get the flowers it deserves for its level design because like that game, I could replay that game now and I could just get lost in it. It's just
Wow. You know what? Fair enough. That is a hot take. I appreciate
that's my nuclear take.
that.
Especially you got the spin dash enabled and you're doing all the tricks everywhere and you're oh no. It's just a massive playground, bro. It's nothing like it. And then if you could integrate that with some of the stuff they did in Shadow Gens, Frontiers 2 is gonna be immaculate.
Shadow Gems is such a good game. I gave it 9 out of 10.
Shadow Gens was called. Shadow Gens was called. I have to admit, Shadow Gens was called. I was a speedrunner for Chaos Island Act 1. Like, I have a few submissions literally on the speedrunner thingy website. Yeah.
Nice.
Literally, like, I was a speedrunner for Sonic Mania at one point, but then I stopped. But Chaos Island Act 1 specifically, that level, I was speedrunning it like every day, fam. One of my favorite levels. So yeah, that game, I love spear dashing. I love the music isn't great. I feel like sadly so in order to get good Sonic games, Sonic fans in the Blood Sacrifice, they gave up good music, I'm learning. And so that's what I've learned. That's what I learned, honestly. I think that's what happened. Because I'm looking at Crossworlds, I'm looking at Teams Like Racing had an amazing soundtrack. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm looking at Shadow Gens. Hey, this is a really good game. Frontiers, I like the soundtrack, to be fair. Superstars is a competently designed game. Do you know what I mean? But it's just like the soundtracks have been lacking lately, and the games have been quite competent. So I don't know, man. I think that's the price we had to pay.
It's a shame because the songs used to have so much personality and just
man.
awesome. Like whether it was Live and Learn or anything from the 90s noughties era. Like I just found out Sonic Boom from Sonic CD. What an amazing song. And I mean like
Sonic Boom is incredible.
Version,
I love
not the Cross 40 version, the original version.
The original version is way I didn't even chat. Okay, wait. I'll get my Crush 40 take in a second. We'll put a pin in it. Yes, the mysticism of Sonic CD was heightened for me, especially for a lot of us in the 2000s. Because if you had Mega Collection Plus, it didn't have Sonic CD. You needed Sonic Gems Collection, right? And all the Sonic compilations, Sonic CD was never there. But you would always go on YouTube and you'd see the opening and ending theme, right? And you just look at the game and be like, this is the opening cutscene. This is the ending cutscene. It has music and it's animated and it's called Sonic. I want to play this one. And then you see the animations and there's all these exclusive animations you haven't seen before, like the figure eight and Sonic's like falling animation and these weird trippy special spaces. Like Sonic CD has its aura heightened inherently to me just because it was very difficult to kind of get your hands on anyway, right? And it does so much like creative stuff too that it's just like, yeah, Sonic CD is up there.
Absolutely. I do have a take that might be hot, but I think it's a good one. I actually think Sonic the Hedgehog 1 like the 1991
Couple.
game, is either the perfect or one of the best games to give to like a baby, not a baby, but like someone who's trying to play games for the first time, who's obviously like a toddler or something. And that's
Oh,
all of the colors to keep them engaged and interested, all of the flashy moments, but then they actively learn how to play the game while they're playing. So there's not a tutorial or anything, and there's not too much dialogue to get lost or bogged down with. But you just learn what parts of the enemy you can't hit, what parts of the enemies you can hit. You learn about timing, you
yeah.
learn about like the boss design, and then it's given this really tough final level where you have no rings, and then you have to perfect the final boss. I think it's the perfect game for like kids, not like this generation who are like, you know, for COD and Fortnite players, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they've never played the
Like
game
younger.
before. They're just coming out. They're just like they want something to play because they've seen, you know, older brother or dad played a game. I actually think Sonic the Hedgehog 1 is really, really, really good and educational for kids that actually learn the mechanics of video games. I don't think that's a hot take.
I would agree with you. I used to play it's not the same, but I used to play Sonic Mania with my like little sisters and they really enjoyed it. And so like I think even when I was younger, even though I'll say that this classic Sonic games, they're difficult for young people. Like I feel like shout out to all the old heads. They're like, man, I persevered and I beat Sonic 2 and I beat Sonic 3 and I beat Sonic 1 and I did it all when I was 8 years old. Shout out to you, man. Like for real. That wasn't me. It took me to my teens to like actually beat those games. Like those games are hard, like by design.
Yeah.
And so I played obviously, yeah, like I managed to play them, and I remember the ones I could beat were like Emerald Hill, and I could beat like Green Hill. And so, to your point, I think understanding the element of like I need to gain speed to get over the loop, and if I go downhill and I go this little spiral thing, I'm going to shoot up in the air. Like there is an element of because so much of what you understand is visually presented to you, like that you can kind of catch on. Like I get it. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Do you have any final Sonic takes before we wrap up? Because I gotta go live in 15 minutes to stream. Sorry, we're closed.
Oh,
The floor is yours.
sorry. All right, cool. Oh, okay. Final, so like hot takes, just Sonic takes. Like, what we doing?
Whatever you want to say. It could be hot.
Yeah, cool. It could be hot. All right. Oh, okay. The floor is mine. What's it called? You don't need to buy every Sonic product. Like, and no, this is real. And I do.
What do I do with this
No,
then?
nah. You know what it is? There was a period of time after Generations. Context, I was 11 when Generations came out, right? Where they dropped Lost World. And I went, wow, that doesn't appeal to me. And so I didn't buy it. And for the first time, I saw the Sonic Boom trailers. And I said, wow, that doesn't appeal to me. And so I didn't buy it, right? And then I saw Sonic Mania. And I said, wow, that appeals to me. And so I bought Sonic Mania. I saw Forces. Wow, that doesn't appeal to me. So I borrowed it from a friend. I didn't buy it. Again, what's it called? Frontiers appealed to me, so I bought it. And to the point I'm kind of trying to make to people is, and you can still stay in the loop on these games and this, that, and the third. But it's like, if the game genuinely don't look good, if you really just don't rate the creative decisions made, you don't. I think a lot of Sonic fans feel a lot of obligation to the Blue Hedgehog and to support it. Because again, it did get a lot of unfair treatment from a lot of journalists and critics for a period of time. But you equally so don't have to kind of consume every product if that's not what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially if it's not something that you're going to enjoy. And yeah, you know, just engage in the things that give you happiness and joy. Yeah, that's my final. I guess that's not really a hot take. It's more like I guess an open
PSA.
statement.
It's a storyteller
Yeah.
said.
Storyteller said, "Keep yapping, bro."
No. I think that's pretty fair. I think that's a very solid take. That's something I took with Dragon Ball because I was a big Dragon Ball fan, and I started to buy all the Dragon Ball games when they started to get good around the Budokai 2 side, era. And then
You play Sparking, by the way. I feel like
Yeah, I
I've
got
seen you on
Sparking.
Sparking.
I got Sparking. Yeah,
Would you have it on PC?
PS5.
Ah, cool. There's one guy I keep facing, and I feel like they have your exact name, Blackamura. And every time I see them, I'm like, yo, is this Kamura? Is this Blackamura? Am I trapping him?
Influencer. I have
Nah,
doppelgangers. I have no. I have no.
nah. Because you know what the problem is? Every time we scrap, you don't do the rematch. You don't run the set. So,
Hey! That's how you know it's not me. I want two.
no,
Blackamura
nah,
two.
nah. I'm just trying to make sure. I was just trying to make sure because I need to check. Come on, why are you running the sets? I was confused. Just because my Gohan is beating you. All right, fair. Next time I see it, I'll screenshot it for you. I'll show you. But someone's cosplaying as you.
Please do. To be fair, someone take my name on Fighters.
So I had to become sucks, man.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Is your name like bait? Do bare people? Would you say it's like bare people take it?
Someone on Instagram had it before me, but no one knows who he is. And I,
what?
I am the only black and white worth knowing.
No, this is me. Like, this was me. I was like, I'm the storyteller, and then they said, "Oh, there's another channel called the Storyteller." I'm the story. It's me.
That's it.
I'm the one. Just the one and only. That's me. I did it.
I'll put it like this: no one copies something that's shit, right? So when you see other names with Blackamura, other names with Streamcast, just know they are copying greatness because they are uncreative enough to come up with a name. It's not me.
Speaking of copying greatness, I'm working on like a talk show thing. Actually, at some point, I probably would love to invite you on. Yeah, like
down, bro.
There's probably gonna be a segment at some point where like I play games with people, this that. So it'll be cool. Gonna be interviews and stuff. So yeah, like I'll definitely, and remind me, I need to invite you to that Blackberry thing. So you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me on too. It's been great.
Of course.
I love chopping up about Sonic, bro. Like it's
of course. Hey, and you know, Sonic has a certain day every year, so maybe we'll do something again next year. I'm always happy to have you down because when someone is as passionate about a topic as I am, it just makes for great content. Like
Sonic, again,
Dragon...
I could yap for hours.
There's so many things that we didn't talk about today.
Yeah, no, we didn't talk about Frontier. We didn't even think what do we want for the next 3D game? Like, do you know what I mean?
We didn't even talk about what we'd like to see future Sonic games, and I have 2 answers.
Oh man, we didn't talk about what your favorite animation was of all the ones to come out.
Exactly.
It's Dark Beginnings, by the way. Start Beginnings.
Oh, that's my answer.
Yeah, or the Knuckles prologue. That one was really good too.
But I will say I would love to see Sonic Smackdown officially licensed by SEGA, or a Sonic Smackdown esque game, or a first-person Sonic game. Oh my god, I'd love to see it.
Nah. Do you know I need to see the Sonic 2D beat 'em up, bro. If you've got the Streets of Rage 14, literally just do the Sonic 2D beat 'em up. I've been saying this time, bro. Literally, I started working on like a little template for it at one point, like years back, right? Literally, the Sonic 2D beat 'em up. The market is there. Do that. Like you kind of have something with Sonic Battle. You can do so. Literally, it'll be so cold. It's free bread. Like breadulous, fam. Just take the bread.
That would be so good.
Chef kiss. And you would have got me. Like, Streets of Rage 4 is like my top 2 favorite games of all time. So like, yeah, you would have
for me, yeah.
Yeah, you would have got me. So yeah, I don't know, man.
As you wrap up, please shout out your channel, David. Shout out Nixie. Anything else you've got going on? Of course, you talked about the talk show and the collective that you were doing with the Black Brits. Let us know.
Okay, cool. Obviously, thank you guys. First of all, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the Streamcast for kind of having me on. I am the storyteller. I make these days I'm making more video essays and documentary style videos, kind of about Black British culture. Like, and kind of documentaries. As I said earlier, I'm inviting people in, to kind of, because I get around a lot community wise, be it like people in these spaces, organizers, networks, and different people like kind of in game development, like building like little businesses. Is that I kind of wanted to kind of platform more of the culture around me. And so, uh, instead of always having to kind of have everything always be cited, I can kind of have that, but also interview the people around me to help shape the conversation. And I thought that would be really cool. And so, yeah, it's been fun doing that. And obviously on the side, I work on Nixie. Nixie is the 2D action indie game inspired by Sonic Riders. So very inspired by Sonic. The World Ends with You and Ghost Trick. It's kind of 2D. It's supposed to be arcadey, so it's kind of supposed to be a game that you probably would have been able to play on the DS, maybe on like an arcade machine. I've got a second channel that like I am currently developing for it. You'll probably see a video about it very soon. And yeah, no, things are really developing. So if you guys want to follow me, it's gonna be at the Storyteller AJ on YouTube. If you want to follow me on Blue Sky, it's the Storyteller at bluesky.social or whatever. On Twitter, it's the Soul Minded. On Instagram, the Soul Minded. You can follow the game's development at Nixie Official. Basically, I got a bunch of links, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I'm a bit worried. I could just keep going. So yeah.
Those in the description. Whether you're watching this, whether that be YouTube or another platform.
Sorry, what?
We'll be put in the description to all the things that you sent in the description for this YouTube video, as well as all about other platforms. So whether people are watching on Spotify or listening on Apple, they can check out your work.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I didn't catch any of that. Like you're coming on like very electrical.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Man's coming like, man, anyone else getting the robot? Man came through on robot vibes. Robot timing.
1, 2. Better?
Yeah, 1, 2. You're back.
Okay. Don't know what happened there. My
Don't know. It's calm, don't worry.
For itself. But I was saying that we'll put links to all of your works in the description. So whether people are watching this on YouTube or listening on Apple or on Spotify, they can connect and support your work.
Yeah. All right, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, this is just joking about earlier anyway. But yeah, no. Again, thank you so much for having me on. Love talking about Sonic, love chopping it up. Anything I can do with Blackamura is a good time. So yeah, and obviously stay tuned because this channel is always platforming some really interesting stuff. I believe you're interviewing with like a game dev recently that I was like, oh yeah, this guy's really cool. Like, so I was like tuning into that. So like, again, it's great stuff on the channel, great stuff. So stay tuned on this channel to kind of get more of that stuff, you know? So yeah.
Thank you so much, David. Appreciate it. And yeah, like I said, you can support David through any of the links here. This is a link to his YouTube channel, but it's available in the description, whether you're watching live or on demand. Make sure you give us a thumbs up because that helps us out greatly in terms of the discoverability. Leave a comment as to which other guests you'd like to see. And why don't you leave a question if it relates to Sonic right here or Nixie? We might get David back on to answer it. This will also be available wherever you get your podcast. So you can watch this on Spotify or you can listen to this episode on Apple, Amazon, or any other platform you get your pods on. Give it about 24 hours. And this episode should be available for your listening pleasure. We also have a Twitch channel, which I will be going live on in the next 5-ish minutes, twitch.tv/Streamcast TV. And our second YouTube channel, if you go to this channel's main page and you scroll to the bottom, you should find the second page, Streamcast Gaming. Well, I put it right here for you, for your ease. youtube.com/@Streamcast Gaming. I will be playing part 3 of Sorry We're Closed, an indie hit from Alamode Games, who we've actually had on the podcast last year as well. CB and Tom, what a great pair. published by Akupara Games. But I've got to give a massive shout out to Ala Mode Games for giving us our copy of the game. It is great. It is survival horror. It is every bit lesbian Silent Hill as described. I can't wait to play some more of it. And I usually have a great co-host in Hassan. He is unwell, so please everyone send him your well wishes. We have the website streamcast.co.uk, where we are going through some renovation at the moment, so the website is going to be looking very different very soon. And as I mentioned at the top of the hour, Streamcast game nights are going to be monthly. The first one's going to be free to all, 17th of July. That is a Thursday, so make sure you lock that in your calendar. It's going to be at Zombie Games Cafe, who have been very, very good to us. There will be prizes, there'll be fun, there'll be games, both modern and retro. So make sure you come through. We'll bring the community, you bring the vibes, and we're going to have an amazing time. And on that note, until next time, take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Stay gaming. We'll see you on the next Streamcast.